stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, caught the rack with my new advance. 50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream. We the American dream. No money, no class, look at them. No money, now I'm in the Benz truck with a new honey. They said I wouldn't make it, I'm like, you funny. Laughing at my haters like, you dummies. The night is young, girl, what can you do for me? 6 figures, 5 shows, big ballin'. Look, I'm very important. I took a break, had some things I had to get sorted. I might retire in my prime like I'm M. Jordan. Table dancing in Southampton. Use the glasses for Vanish. Be cooling out in the whip, but I done near every girl on my list. KD at the 3, Djokovic with the racket. Phelps in the pool, I'm like Spieth at the Masters. Girl, you know you a bad. Girl, you know I'm a savage. They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, caught the rack with my new advance. 50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream. We the American dream. No money, no class, look at them. Another day in the USA. Just another day in America. Kids from my hood look up to the system set us up.
All right, Coach, thank you. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Carolina Panthers. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not going to have much success against him and his team.
Well, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp, intelligent player, as well as a physical specimen.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. This is Breida, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I will see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Winston. And this is going to be incomplete.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at the 20. Now a play fake, and it's Newton. Oh, battle for here, and this will be caught. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
This is McCaffrey on the give. And an alley to run. And they'll get him down here at the 23. 13 yards on the pickup, and it's a second down.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
On second down, McCaffrey. Pretty nice move, but not a ton of space there. They stop him shy of the 25. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay. I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. From the gun, Winston. He rifles one that's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it, and he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down, so let's see what this is about. A first red zone opportunity for the Panthers thus far. 1st and 10 right at the 20. A shotgun snap for Newton. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Moore. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves them with a 1st and goal.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it.
And he will score! Touchdown, Panthers! Cam Newton, touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Panthers are going to take a first quarter lead. Extra point try good by Gano. And that makes the score 7-0. Gano out to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a the field. Up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
First down, Winston. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage after it.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And it's really difficult to try and...
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he's going to get this deep on a Carolina side of the field. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 43 yards. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. It's second and goal back to the 8-yard line now. Here's Winston. This is caught. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's third and goal.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's fourth and goal. Carlson able to put this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in. But I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. But they face a second and long to start things out. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now it's Newton here off the bootleg. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Winston now. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's second down. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. On second down, Winston again. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Right back to him on first down. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at a 45. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
On 2nd and 10, Newton. Taking a shot for Samuel. This is caught. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. A big play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Panthers add on to their lead. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. Gano out to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. He'll make this a 2nd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Winston now to throw on first down. Escaping, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. 3rd and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Carolina getting set to take the field. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
He's going to loft one deep over the middle. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. A big play there for the Panthers. 66 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Newton to throw. And he slings one that's incomplete.
Well, he's been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Now the Panthers get set, 3rd and goal.
And the defense has to account for Cam Newton on this play.
McCaffrey, and he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Panthers add on to their lead. And he's got it up and through. Gano out to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Officially a minute 54 to go in this first half. Back with more from Charlotte after this. The first down throw for Winston. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing the receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A really good pickup of 28 yards. They'll try to run with Breida. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. We've become so accustomed to it, you sort of take it for granted.
You really do, but he is so good that every team in his division every year is trying to make sure they draft people charged with trying to block J.J. Watt. So far, hasn't been too successful.
Eluding the pressure right. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. And now we get it. Side of the ball by the Panthers, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. The kick by Carlson is good, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. So another good job defensively because they've allowed 3 trips into the red zone, but only the 2 field goals.
Yeah, that's the bend but don't break, isn't it? And they really didn't get broken at all because if you're running off the field having allowed 2 field goals and 3 trips in the red zone, you've actually come out ahead.
Yeah, flip it over to the other side. The offense, they'll hope to cash in for 6 next trip. Now a first down throw for Newton. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. On 2nd down, here's Newton. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. A really nice gain of 25 yards. We often, with Cam Newton, talk a lot about his legs. Don't forget about that arm.
He can throw it on a rope. He can loft it. He's got the touch that's been developed throughout his career. But the big part about just watching him throw it, it seems almost effortless.
Here's Newton. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They go play action here on first down. This throw caught right around the 6. That one goes for 24 yards. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes. And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise.
And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. A great play there as the first half is winding down. And the Panthers are able to grow their lead. Gano the extra point, and the lead opens up now to 22 points. Gano out to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. So out come the Bucs now. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Now a play fake here on first down. Sliding out of the pocket. And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
58. Gun.
Pitching it out to McCaffrey. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Newton now to throw. Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the... And this is caught. And he almost made it, but just short. Finally out of bounds, right down around the goal line. Well, it's one thing to grab it with one hand, but when you make a catch of that distance, quite another.
Yes, sir. I mean, that one right there, we keep talking about the high-flying antics that we're seeing from receivers nowadays. Doesn't matter what spot they start in. But when it actually does happen in the heat of battle, brings me right out of my seat.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. On 2nd and and goal. Here's an option play left. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. Well, there they went blitz defensively, Charles, and things were paved well coming from the linebacker position.
I love the way that you described it, paved well. Oftentimes, the guy who gets home on the blitz, he's going to get all the credit. But his teammates did all the dirty work, right? They ran into people on purpose. They sometimes tugged on jerseys to hold linemen to create space and gaps. And that play...
And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Mike Gesicki, his second touchdown on the season. And the Panthers add on to their lead. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Gano out to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going.
Looking for Evans, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Here's Newton now on second down. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? From the gun, here's Newton. And he's got his target. That's Moore. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. That'll put him at 95 receiving yards now as he's got a first down. Newton now nearing the 300-yard mark with still a quarter to play. It's 1st and 10. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it. But one thing's for sure, they're still taking their shots downfield, even with a big lead.
I think it's way too early to go into a shell, so I like what they're doing. Continue to take your shots. Continue to be aggressive. It's not their job to slow themselves down.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is, just what you said, you've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing. One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. A good return there, 17 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Finding some room at midfield. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Carolina. A big play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Panthers have got it on cruise control. Extra point try good by Gano. And that will extend this big lead. Gano out to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one for a touchback. Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A good pickup there, a 22.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Winston. And Jameis intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 36. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. So their woes on offense continue. That's the second pick thrown here in the third quarter.
And we know it was ill-advised, but that was an opportunity to help them get back into the game. Instead, he throws another interception, and now their task is even tougher.
Now following the interception, here's Newton. Flushed out right. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll bring up a second down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Here's McCaffrey, and this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one. Maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
And we're back now in Charlotte. The Panthers on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
58.
Out of the gun, Newton. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Evans has it left side and able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
On 1st and 10, Winston throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling him almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And they'll get him down here at the 23. Call it a gain of 5. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Winston. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Dante Jackson picks it, and they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Now a toss. This is McCaffrey. He's to the 10, and he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown of the game, number 14 on the year. And the Panthers use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Gano out to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team.
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never play their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Jameis to throw it. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 13.
Easy, easy, easy.
On play action, Winston. Out to the left there and complete to Howard. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. It'll be a gain of 18 on the play. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Come on now. Let's rock now.
They'll run with McCaffrey. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Escaping the pressure right. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Levante David in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long. Now Newton. He'll drop it off to McCaffrey. Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Powerful running.